of ourselves, having the beautiful journey of unified, a course on truth. What else we want? Heart is filled with love, flowing with love. It's no more weak. It is alive and enlivened. Are we seeing it all around? Just reflect for a moment. How does it feel? How the same life feels we have been living so far. What a beautiful fragrance Babaji has added through Unified in our day-to-day life. So let us continue this beautiful chapter of achieving spontaneous right action. Whatever we do, without hesitation, it is the act of God, it is the will of God happening through us. And we are at peace, at ease, without thinking much. What we always wanted, right? A powerful mind. What kind of thought I need to carry? What kind of action I need to do? And here it comes. We have been prepared for week after week, unifying with God qualities, bringing that in our action, seeing in everybody, harmonizing with this practice, harmonizing with nature. So we are awakening ourselves to do the right action. We are aware, we are awakened, because now our thought is God's thought, our words is God's words. Our action is going to be an awakened action, which is spontaneous, without any rush, any competition, any effort. There is no resistance, no more resistance. So let us open ourselves for receiving today's chapter. Let us be present here fully, just for 1 minute. We will close our eyes. Breathe in deep, inhale and exhale. Centering in the heart, leaving everything behind. Whatever has happened, it's over. This is a new moment. And we are here, fully present. Breathe in a little more to open your chest. Feel your heart center. Open a little more, maybe breathe in more. Now connect with Babaji, with this beautiful heart filled with love, to receive the wisdom, to receive his guidance through our higher self. His heart is full of love, emanating beautiful light, motivating us, guiding us to do right action spontaneously. Open your heart and receive this light. Put this in your heart to be aligned with what we are learning, what we are practicing. I am aware and I'm learning and living that. Breathe in deep, inhale and exhale. And let us thank Babaji for guiding us today and every day on this journey of unified. Now you may open your eyes. Come back. We have Anna ready to read today. Shalish, would you like to share the screen?
Yes, I will share the screen. Okay, is my screen visible now? Yeah, good. All right. So, welcome, Anna. Let's start.
Good evening. 13th week. Achieving spontaneous right action. Thoughts are the basis of all your actions. Before you act, there is a thought, however brief. Sometimes you give a great deal of thought before you act. You think of all the alternatives, weigh the options, and try to predict results. At other times, you act even before the thought is recognized.
So here, to begin with, on in this chapter, he is bringing our awareness to the very source of all actions. How does an action happen, right? So we are going to the cause of the action. What causes our actions is where our attention is being drawn now. So what he is talking about, basis of all the actions is thought. This is what we have also learned, right? This entire creation is God's thought, right? So all that actions that we do arise from our thoughts. They come from our thoughts. And sometimes we do a lot of deliberation, a lot of thinking before we do any action. And sometimes um, it may seem like there was no thought. You just act, right? Now, so mostly this happens when you are doing routine things, when you are doing a normal routine thing which you do every day. When you are doing that, you think that I am doing it without thinking, but actually there is a thinking process that happens, and you act instantaneously. You don't deliberate on that. So some thoughts, sometimes you deliberate a lot, right? Whether should I do this or should I do that? What action should I take if I need to achieve such and such a result? And at other times, you don't even think, you think that you are not thinking, but you just act, right? So these both situations are there, but in either case, the basis for any action is a thought. This is the important thing to understand. And we are going to dwell on that little bit more now. Yeah, please read.
Nevertheless, all thought leads to action or affects some aspect of your action in some way. This is the corollary of what this course has been emphasizing, that all thought leads to some experience.
Right. So one more step here we are going, right? So what he's saying, whether we deliberate or not, whether we think it's coming from a thought or not, our thoughts affect our actions in some way. They will influence the action. Our thought will influence the action. Say, for example, if you are doing the same, your thought is the same. Let's say you want to cook today, right? So one day when you are about to cook, you think about, well, okay, what should I be cooking? And then you will do some deliberation about it. Okay, should I make this vegetable or this recipe or whatever? And at another day, you may not even think, you simply go into the kitchen, you see that, oh, I've got this stuff there, start cooking. But in either case, the thought is there behind your cooking. In your mind, a recipe is running. Okay, so in now, if you enter the kitchen with a mood filled with anger that day, you are coming from somewhere with lot of anger in your head, and you now do the cooking, that anger will also affect your actions. So it's the thought of cooking that gets influenced by your state also. That's another important thing that is going on. So our actions are affected by thought. Anger is also a thought. It's part of your total thinking process. So when your thoughts are different, you are doing the same thing, you are doing the same cooking, which you do every day. But today, your thoughts are slightly different. Your recipe remaining same, thoughts are still different, and your cooking will get influenced. right? It if you are very angry, you may burn the food also. So this is the kind of thing he is explaining here. Our thoughts influence our actions, and one more word he has added here, leads to experience. Our actions then lead to our experience. The food turns out to be bitter or whatever, right? That is the experience you are getting now from your actions. Our actions are the basis of experiences. That's how it is linked. So thought becomes action and action becomes experience. This is how everything is connected. So in this paragraph, he's explained that aspect of it. Okay.
The key, therefore, to the most productive, fulfilling, and enjoyable activity is to have the correct thoughts. No one can argue with that. Everyone wants correct thoughts, and everyone strives for correct action.
Right. So this is a natural thing, right? In our own natural way, we always want to do the right things. We have the logic built up in our head from our childhood only, that this is right, this is wrong, and you should always do right. So that logic is already established. That's part of our belief system. And based on that logic, we always strive to do the right thing. Always we want to take the right action, right? Knowing this is kind of inherent uh, structure in our head. So it also becomes part of the thought. We always want to do the right thing, correct things, right? So what he's saying is the key, therefore, is to be to the most fulfilling and productive and enjoyable activity is to have the correct thoughts. So when your actions, if you want enjoyable actions, if you want productive actions, fulfilling, satisfying actions to happen, your quality of thought is important, right? The right thoughts. If you have the right thinking, your actions will naturally be right. And that's what you, at the base of your total belief system, you want to do that, right? But if our thoughts are not controlled, even though I want to do the right thing, but if my thoughts are not correct, like I gave you the example, I am angry and I am now doing the action of cooking. The consequence is not enjoyable. The experience is not enjoyable, right? So everyone wants correct thoughts and everyone strives for correct action. We all do that, and each one of you actually are doing that. And in the process of that, think about a person who just killed somebody out of anger. In his mind, he did the right action because his logic decided, for me to be able to achieve this end goal, this person needs to be killed, and he just goes and kills. So understand that in the mind he is doing the right action. That's how our actions come. Our thoughts create the actions, right? So he is also seemingly doing a wrong thing, that person, but for him, he is still doing what he thinks is correct from his thinking process. Understand that the perspective of everyone's right and wrong could be very different. Somebody's right action may not be right for me. That's another aspect to it. So understand that at the base of everything, everyone wants to do the right action and they strive to do that. They do everything in their right or in their might to do the right thing. Everyone does that. Okay.
With all this striving and good intentions, why, then, do we see so much evil action, so much unhappiness, so much unfulfillment, and so much wasted emotion or wasted motion? By now, you know the answer. It is simply because people are making up their own fantasies. They manufacture their own thoughts instead of allowing themselves to be in tune with that one great thought that created us.
Right. So here he has basically solved the mystery. We will have, like I just gave you the example of someone going and killing, right? Even though he thinks he's right. So why does these kind of bad or evil action happen? He's now explaining that so much unhappiness and so much unfulfillment. Why is that is happening? Why people are wasting their action, the motion? Why are we doing that? And that the simple reason is we are fantasizing, we are manufacturing our own thoughts instead of aligning with that one God's thought that created all of us. We are digressing from our original creating thought, the thought that created all of us, not just us, but also the entire existence. So that thought is the primary thought with which everything has been created. So it is in tune with the creation, the thought, the primary thought. What we do is and this is primarily human aspect. As humans, we tend to create our manufacture is using the word, such a beautiful word. I like it. We manufacture thought. I mean, it's not creating a thought. We manufacture like wholesale. We keep on creating thoughts which are our own in our fantasy. So this person suddenly decided, well, in order for me to achieve my end goal, I have to do these killings. We have to remove all these people from the surface of earth. And he just goes and starts killing. You get my point? So that is a fantasy. That is a manufactured thought that for this the benefit of this planet, such and such things need to be done, and for those things we have to kill these many people. This is how we digress from the thought that created all of us. That is the cause for all unhappiness, all sadness, all kinds of suffering existing on in humanity for all of us. So this is the explanation. The secret is out. Okay.
When you are in tune with God's thought, then all the thoughts that bubble into your head are correct. That is, they are thoughts that propel you into action that can only give the experience of happiness, abundance, success, joy, love, and God's other qualities. Only the qualities of God are experienced with God's thought. You don't always experience God's qualities when you make up your own thoughts, which you are very capable of doing. You imagine what isn't true, such as being poor, or being sick, or being wronged by someone, or being unloved. These thoughts are simply not true, and no amount of your thinking can change that. Creation was made for you to experience God's qualities. Your little independent thoughts can certainly manifest the experience those thoughts represent.
Just pause here. I think this is a very long paragraph. So let's just pause there. So let's first go through this part of this paragraph, right? So when what he's explaining, that when we are in tune with God's thought, when we are in tune with God's thought, then all the thoughts that bubble up in our mind inside our head are correct. Those thoughts are the correct thoughts when we are in tune with God's thought. In the other way, the way we have learnt in this book, when we are in tune with God's qualities. When we are in tune with God's qualities, the thoughts that bubble up in our head will always be correct. This is what he's trying to say. Why? Because those qualities are also my essence. And when I am thinking from my own essence, I cannot go wrong. That is the right thing for me, right? That's the correct thing for me. So they are thoughts that propel you into action, that can only give experiences of God's qualities, right? So when I am in tune with God's qualities, my thoughts will create action that will give me the experience of God's qualities only, which are what? Happiness, abundance, success, joy, love, and God's other qualities, all those qualities that we have known about. So only the qualities of God's are experienced with God's thought. And you don't always experience God's qualities when you make up your own thoughts, right? So when we make up our own thoughts, we will experience the qualities associated with our thought. That will become our experience, right? So based on our own experience, we can also know, work back, then you will know what was my thought, what created this experience. That's how beautiful that is, right? So this is what we will read from here as to how other things are happening. Yes, please read.
These thoughts are simply not true, and no amount of your thinking can change that. Creation was made for you to experience God's qualities. Your little independent thoughts can certainly manifest the experience those thoughts represent. Think of poverty and you will experience it. Think sickness and you will experience it. Think of growing old to die and you will experience it. Think you aren't loved and that is your experience. Think of unhappiness and that is your experience. Think people are out to hurt you and that is your experience.
Right. Okay. So basically what he's explaining is that how we create suffering in our life. We create suffering in our life through our thoughts. We get the thought of being poor. And from that thought, that thought was manufactured as part of a big set of thoughts which are associated with being poor. That is what we are manifesting. So we are experiencing the entire experience of being poor. What all happens when you become poor? All those experiences associated with poor, being with poverty, those experiences will start manifesting now. So our own thought creates our experience, and these are some examples. You think of sickness and you will become sick, you will experience sickness. Or you think of, this is one, we had a lot of discussion yesterday in the Hindi group on, think of growing old to die and you will experience it. So what he's saying is, the experience which pretty much everyone on this planet experiences of growing old to die, right? This experience, everyone goes through this experience. Why? Because they think that we have to grow old, and when we grow old, we will die. Why? Because we see it happening all around us. Without thinking, we just adapt that experience and we start believing in it. It becomes part of the belief system that everyone dies, everyone becomes old and they die. So he is basically talking about that. Think of growing old to die and you will experience it. Now, this sentence can be interpreted in so many ways. Think of growing old to die. So if you are thinking that when you die you won't be old, that also can happen. This is part of our thought. So I may die young, or I may die in full health. That is also one more interpretation of this sentence. So it all depends on our thinking. we manufacture that thought. If I stay with the God's qualities and stay in that mode of love and abundance and happiness and perfect health, then I stay that way till I decide through my thought to leave this physical existence. That's another way of thinking. That's alignment with God's thought. Think you are not loved, and that is your experience. It becomes your experience again, right? So we think of unhappiness, we get unhappiness. We think of not being loved, we get that experience of not being loved. So it's all basically our own manufactured thought. We always think, oh, people are out there to hurt me. And then you get the experience of being hurt by other people. Hurt in the sense, may not be physically, but also emotionally. You think that, oh, everybody comes and abuses me and whatever. And that is what you start receiving. So our thoughts create our experience is being explained here through examples of our day-to-day experiencing in life. All right, please read further.
It is your experience, but that doesn't mean it is the truth. It is only your experience. Your experience must follow what you think. You are made in the image of God. He is a creator, and so are you, then a creator. His creation began with his thought. Your creation also begins with your thought.
Right? So this is clear now. This is basically the same thing, that we are all creators because we are created in the image of God. And as a creator, we create through our thoughts. All our creation comes from our thought. And just like this entire existence came from one thought of the God, your creation also begins with your thought. This is very, very clear, right? Your experiences will follow what you think. In like the emphasis is on our thoughts, right? Thoughts is the primary cause for all that we experience, our thought, right? So this is as a creator, our thinking process is that significant. Okay, yeah.
This week, you expand your experience of manifesting what you truly want. You begin to experience that you can spontaneously do the correct activity. It will seem that you won't even think before acting, but we know that can't be true. What happens is that you think of action just before doing it. That way, the thought and the action appear as one. This is how it works when you are truly in tune with God's thought.
All right. So this week's practice is what now he's saying. Now that we know the underlying concept that our thoughts are creating our experiences, so now we will expand our experience of manifesting, right? We are learning to manifest now. Now we will expand our experience of manifesting using our thought in the process, right? And what is the thought we are going to look at? What we truly want. We have created that list in the 9th week. What do we truly want? What do we really want? Right? So you begin to experience that you can spontaneously do the correct activity. So the word spontaneously is very important here. Spontaneously means what? Let me give you an example. We all have an understanding of the word spontaneously. Let me give you an example. That, say for example, there's a little story about a king and his courtiers. So one day this king is having his court. Everybody is there in the court hall, and suddenly a person comes there and challenges all his courtiers to find his native language. He says, I know 30 languages and I speak exact as good as the native of that language in all those languages. Your job is to find out my true language, which is my mother tongue. You have to figure that out. So courtiers started talking to him in different languages, whatever they knew, and he was speaking so well, they thought, well, this is your mother tongue. And he said, no, this is not. Right? Like that it went on. And then the prime minister of this king said, okay, let me try. So he took out his sword and he poked from behind. He went and poked this guy from behind with his sword. And when he poked, this person was suddenly taken aback, right? He wasn't expecting something like that to happen. And in that moment, his spontaneous reaction was an expression in his mother tongue. That is what your native language is. So in your spontaneity, you become your original, your natural existence. So that is the meaning of spontaneous actions here. So your natural response, your natural way of doing things will come to the fore. All your masks will drop at that moment, because at that time you are in the mode of fight or flight. All your new masks that you are putting on in front of everyone will drop all of a sudden, because now you are alert to the highest level. And at that time you come back to your natural being, that spontaneity. So this is what he's saying. When you want to manifest what you truly want, then your actions will align with truly want. The things that you truly want are coming from your God's qualities, actually, right? Remember that. So from God's qualities, you were looking at what do I want? And from there, you have that list of true wants, right? My true desires. And those true desires, if you are trying to manifest them, then what happens is what he is explaining. Your spontaneous actions will then be right actions, the correct actions. Right, okay. It's not truly automatic. Lot of our automatic actions are also not spontaneous many a times, right? Because we have learned to do things in a certain way, even though I don't truly want to do it that way. So say, for example, saying thank you to everything. When someone does something, you are saying thank you just mechanically. That's not your true desire every time. Understand the difference, right? So that's an automated response. But this one, when you are in the highest alert, at that time, your actions, whatever you do, you think of like many times, people do pranks. When prank happens, how one reacts to a prank is the spontaneous action. That's how you can think about it. Okay, so that's why the thoughts and actions. Okay, this is another thing. What happens is that in some cases you think that, okay, when I'm doing something as a spontaneous action, that means I'm not thinking about it. What he's explaining is that you when you are doing spontaneous action, it will seem like you haven't thought about it. And what happens is that you think of action just before doing it. And that way the thought and the actions appear as one, because you are doing them almost simultaneously. In a fraction of a second, your thought comes and you act, right? So, but the process still remains that thought comes first and then the action happens. This is what he's trying to emphasize here. The way the thoughts and the actions appear as one is that This is how it works when you are truly in tune with God's thought. So when you are truly in tune with God's thought, you will do things spontaneously, which will seem like you haven't thought about it. But the thought is always there behind your action. Okay, so this is another indication to us that when I am not doing too much deliberation before doing some things, I am actually in tune with God's thought and I am doing the correct actions. Right? When I am not being too much confused about things, I am not deliberating hell of a lot before doing something. That means I am in tune with my own spontaneity and I am doing things spontaneously. With my actions are all spontaneous. Okay.
His thought bubbles into your mind, and quite spontaneously you act. Pretty soon, life just flows easily. You don't have to conjure, weigh alternatives, debate options, and then blindly leap. You just act.
Right. So one more thing he's saying, this is really, I love this line here. You don't have to conjure, weigh alternatives or debate options, in your mind, our normal routine way of analyzing things, you don't analyze anything. What we normally do, you analyze, and then after analysis you come to some, again, fantasized solution, fantasized outcome, or fantasized decision. I will do this now, right? And that he is calling as a blind leap. Blindly you leap into action. Why? Because you have imagined alternatives. First thing is that you imagined, okay, these are all possible things, and out of these possibilities, this is the one I am going to do now. Now, all this entire thing he says is all fantasy. So in fantasy, you have chosen something out of that fantasy and then acted on it, which he's calling is like a blindly leaping into something. Right? And he will explain this thing slightly later as to why this he is calling it a blind leap. Because as a human mind, because of limitations of the human mind, we cannot weigh all possible aspects associated with my action. I will only, with whatever limitations I have in my mind, howsoever I am developed in terms of my ability to think and analyze, only to that limit I will be able to think. Right? So someone may be able to think only to very little extent about something and act, and someone will be able to think a little more in detail. Well, okay, I have read in that book like that, I have read in that book like that, this is what it means, this is what it means, and then do the analysis. Right? But none of us knows everything through the mind. Mind has limitations. So all possibilities can never be assessed by us. Even though it seems like I have done the analysis, I have looked at all possibilities, outcomes could be very different many times because the influences are too many. It's a complex phenomenon, right? So that's what he's calling as a analysis and then blindly leap, right? You analyze, assuming that I have got the right action and I'm doing it. So in that case, you simply do a blind leap and act, right? When you are not aligned with God's thought. But when you are aligned with God's thought, you don't do this thinking. You simply act, right? And what he's saying is, even that also comes with a thought, but it seems like happening simultaneously. The thought and action, no analysis. Okay.
When you use your own little thoughts, you blindly leap. There is no way you can know enough facts in your head to work out the right action every time. Sometimes you might luck out, but never always. There are too many unknowns.
Right? So I just explained this thing, right? Sometimes your analysis could lead to the right action, which he is calling as you may luck out. But you can never assess all associated aspects to a particular thing from happening. That's what he's explaining. So we can do the analysis as much as possible. Lots of people are, the more learned you are, the more analysis you do, because now you have much more knowledge about that subject. So you analyze more, but he says still that is not everything. There are still unknowns associated with all events, everything that is happening, all creations, all experiences. They all have unknowns associated, and that is the reason why we want to do something and it does not happen. Right? That's where that gap comes from. And this is why Krishna in Gita says, what? Do your action, don't worry about the consequence. Because you can never ever predetermine the consequences. You will have an objective, yes, I am doing it for that purpose, but you can never predetermine the consequence. Because of all these complexities, mind can think only to that extent. It is boxed out. Okay, so that's basically, this is what he is explaining, right? Our analytical mind can not always give us the correct action. Okay, yeah.
However, remember that you have a quality of God described as all-knowing intelligence. That quality comes forth when you are in tune with His thought. Then you instantly compute the right course of action. In the same instant, you think of the action and perform it quite automatically.
Right. So now he's giving us the mechanics of what happens then when we are in tune with God's thought. When we are in tune with God's thought, we are actually in tune with our all-knowing intelligence. That this aspect of us, or this attribute of us, as being in the image of God, we all have all-knowing intelligence. And this all-knowing intelligence, when it is activated, that means we are in tune with God qualities. That means this quality is activated at that time. This quality, what it does, it knows everything already, right? So what it will do, it will come forth, and we are in tune with God's thought, and then instantly that computation of all the possibilities and the right course of action will come because of this all-knowing intelligence, right? In the same instant, you think of the action and perform it quite automatically, right? So this is the spontaneity he is talking about, spontaneous right action. So spontaneously we are able to perform the correct things, the correct actions, and that's why the experience created by all the correct actions are in tune with God's attributes. You experience God's qualities. Yeah.
Right action is that action which gives you the experience of God's qualities: happiness, joy, love, bliss, abundance, non-judgment, unboundedness, all-knowing intelligence, peace, energy, gentleness, etc. It is this right action that leads you away from your imaginations. It leads you away from fear, insecurity, and loneliness, and toward abundance and true contributions to society. It is an action that is fulfilling and successful and satisfying.
Right. So when we are in tune with God's thought, this is such a beautiful outcome. This experience is an outcome of being in alignment with God's thought. What we are able to create or experience: happiness, love, joy, bliss, abundance, being non-judgmental, unboundedness. Unboundedness means our infinite existence, all-knowing intelligence, peace, energy, gentleness. All these are only few of the things he is explaining here, but there are all associated experiences that we will get. And what do those experiences do? What does this do to us? It leads you away from fear, insecurity, and loneliness, and toward abundance and true contribution to society. You then start contributing to your own society in a very different way, from the perspective of abundance, from the perspective of feeling secure, no fear, right? That's the kind of thing you start doing, and those actions contribute to the society. It is an action that is fulfilling, successful, and satisfying. Fulfilling, successful, and satisfying. Pay attention to these things, right? Isn't this what all of you want? And why do you want these things? Is not just because things happen, right? No, this is part of your being in the image of God. These are coming from your true desires. These expectations. I want a fulfilling life. I want a successful life. I want a satisfying life. These desires are coming from your truth, from your being in the image of God, right? So these are our true desires, and they get fulfilled because we align ourselves with God's thought and then manifest from there. That's how beautifully he has kind of connected everything as to why are we all doing all this, right? Yeah.
Look at the list of experiences you want to have that you wrote out several weeks ago. Compare that list once again with the list you made of thoughts that are holding you away from those experiences. This week, you're going to put those lists together and start to manifest your true desires.
Right. So now what he's saying is, now you have two lists. One list we created about the experiences that you want to have, right? And then compare with the list of thoughts that you made that are holding you from having those experiences. Now is the time to compare. I want all these things in my life, but then these are the thoughts which are holding me from achieving this consequence, this experience. So now you should compare and relate which are my thoughts which are preventing which desire that I want to achieve. Now you can correlate those. Okay, I want to be rich, and these are my thoughts that are preventing my abundance, right? That's how you can now correlate. So in this week, this is the exercise you need to do. And when you do this exercise, you will have tremendous amount of revelations about yourself. This exercise is a very opening exercise. It will open up a lot of things within you. So be deliberate about it. Be careful and do this with a good amount of centeredness. So before you sit down to do this exercise, center yourself. Then you will be able to see things very clearly. It's going to open up stuff inside. Okay. So yeah, please read further.
Today, write out a creating formula for guidance in achieving spontaneous correct action. Use your quiet period to ask help from your higher self with this formula. Check your communication and the correctness of the formula with your yes and no signals. This is a very important creating formula. Feel comfortable with it. Say it meaningfully and with love every day.
Read from here. Yeah.
Tomorrow, you are to pick an activity to create from your list of experiences you want. Pick an experience that seems attainable, one you do believe can happen. Everything is possible, and that you will very soon realize. For this first experience, however, it is important that your own doubts, fears, and imaginations don't block the manifestation. So pick something that is believable.
Okay, so there are two things he's saying. Today, so the very first day of our chapter, we are going to create a formula. You are now familiar with how we create our creating formula. So this time our creating formula is for what? We will be doing it for achieving spontaneous correct action, right? So we are going to do claim that I experience or I achieve spontaneous correct action. Right? This will be part of your claim. God and I claim and accept achieving spontaneous correct action. Okay, so this will be your first formula. First formula will be this, and for today you will create the formula and then ask your higher self, check your communication using your yes and no signals. You can sit and in your quiet period and ask your higher self, well, did I do my formula correctly or not, right? If not, then make a correction to the formula and then use that as your thought for the day today. Continuously dwell on that thought. Okay, I claim. And this is a very important creating formula now. This is creating the basis for you. And then feel comfortable in saying it over. Feel the comfort, right? That, okay, I am now, once you get a yes, then your formula is done. Now you become familiar with the formula. Do repeat the formula in your mind with full feeling. Feel every word of it in you, right? That's how you are going to communicate to this existence your seriousness about it, right? Say it meaningfully with love every day. So every day you will do this formula, and tomorrow you are going to start one more thing, right? Tomorrow what you will do, you are going to pick an activity to create your list of experiences you want. Now you are going to that list which you created, right? True desires, the list of experiences that you want, the true desires, right? And from that list, pick an experience that seems attainable, the one you do believe can happen, right? So something which is a little more practical, and then you can believe easily that yes, this is possible for me to achieve, right? Pick that thing to begin with. Start with the easier ones, right? And then everything is possible, but very soon you will know that everything is possible. But to begin with, you start with the simpler ones. It is important that your own doubts, fears, and imaginations don't block the manifestation. That's why pick the simple one. Your mind will not put resistance to accepting it. That's the purpose, right? So pick something that is believable. So this is this is what you have to do. Today you are simply going to create your creating formula for achieving spontaneous correct action. That is the state in which you want to be. And then tomorrow you will pick one thing, right? One from your list, which is more practical and achievable. And then next, what we have to do based on that, this is what we will read further.
Next, use a quiet period to check and make sure that the activity you choose is in your highest interest. You do this by asking your higher self, and be sure you have its signal, if it is wise to ask a question about, describe the activity. If you get a yes, then ask, is it in my highest and wisest interest to describe the activity? If you receive a yes signal, then write out a creating formula for the experience you want. Check with your higher self for any thoughts you need to deal with that could interfere with the experience. Also, use your yes and no signals to check the correctness of your creating formula.
Okay, so now here he's giving us the procedure. What do we do with that item that I have now selected from my list? What do I do with it? I sit with my higher self. So I center myself and get into my communication with higher self. And what do I do there? First thing I ask is, is it in my highest and wisest interest to desire this thing? First of all, is my desire, this desire to have such and such experience, is it in my highest and wisest interest? My desire itself, you are now going to the fundamental. Is this desire of mine in my own interest or not? You may have, and that desire on top of it, like on the surface, it may seem so beautiful, wow. But is it in my interest or not is something your higher self can help you with. You can ask. Higher self can tell you yes and no, right? And if you get a yes signal, then you can proceed. But if you get a no signal, then you will have to stop and choose something else, right? If you receive a yes signal, then write out a creating formula. Check with your higher self for any thoughts that you need to deal with. So for creating formula, now if your higher self has said yes, it's okay for you, it's in your highest and wisest interest to manifest this desire, then you ask your higher self further, you can query further, check about any thoughts that you need to deal with. Are there any thoughts that I need to deal with, that those thoughts that could interfere or hinder this experience, right? So that's another thing you can simultaneously ask, and then part 3 and 4 of the formula, you will have enough information now to create your entire formula, right? Also use yes and no signals to check correctness of your formula. Then create the formula and again check whether I have created my formula correctly or not. So this is a multi-level dialogue with your higher self. Okay, so your higher self is there to guide you, and you can always utilize basically your own all-knowing intelligence to create your own formula. And so starting with, first thing you are asking is it in my interest or not? And then what are the thoughts that could prevent me from manifesting this? And then how do I deal with it? Then you do both and put the formula together. At the end, check whether my formula is correct or not. Okay, so these are the steps you have to follow. This is the second formula you are going to create in this week. So 2 formulas. First day we created the formula for manifesting what? I claim achieving spontaneous correct action, spontaneous right action, right? That's what you are going to do. And this is the second. Now we are focusing on one of your true desires. Okay. All right. So yeah, let's read the last paragraph here.
Remember, you are still learning these techniques. Do not try to leap too fast. Just do these 2 creating formulas. Feel comfortable and grounded in using them. Before long, you will be using them regularly as the basis for your thoughts to bring whatever experience you and your higher self know is in your highest and wisest interest.
Right. So what he's saying is, because you are still learning, don't try to run too fast. Okay. First try to manifest things that your mind will accept. Practical, small things, right? Your mind will accept. And then as these manifestations start happening, your experiences start getting created, you can then gradually, when you become more familiar, more confident, you can look for bigger things, right? You can go and address your bigger or I would say, more intense desires, right? That's where you can then start slowly going. And he says that before long, you will be using them regularly as the basis for your thoughts to bring whatever experience you and your higher self know is in your highest and best interest, highest and wisest interest. Okay, so this part of it, this procedure here, this is what you have to become very familiar, because this is what you will now be doing for anything and everything in future. These are the steps for manifesting your desire. In generically, if you see what it is steps for manifesting your desire. So if these steps you are comfortable with, you can then create any formula for anything. Okay, but he's warning us that in this week, focus on the very basic thing. Don't jump around too much, don't go too fast, don't try to go too fast. Why? Because going too fast can result in errors and not being able to experience what you want, and then you will feel dejected, you will feel discouraged, and you may stop trusting this process. This is the purpose, this is the reason why don't run too fast. Okay, with that, I think
There's a question, Shalishi,
yeah,
on the
yeah,
last third paragraph. Can you scroll up?
yes, this one,
Last
this,
third.
yeah,
Yeah, this is
yeah,
today.
okay,
Geeta ji, would you like to ask?
yeah, okay, let me unmute Geeta.
I'll ask her to unmute.
Thank you so much, Preeti ma'am, for noticing the chats along with reading. Sir, I understand after the last paragraph that we have to create two creating formulas. One is mentioned in the third last paragraph, and this creating formula is, I'll be writing a creating formula for guidance in achieving spontaneous correct action.
Yes.
This is what we normally do in our meditations,
Yeah.
also, right?
Yeah.
So, and we have to do it every day. So normally
Yes.
what we had been doing earlier was that we used to make a creating formula, and then we used to release to nature's
Yes. Yeah.
laws. And,
Even for this, you have to follow all the steps. Yes. So you have to submit it. That application must be submitted. So claim, deal with opposing thoughts, and then with forgiveness and gratitude, submit it, right? Release it to nature's natural law. Okay. So we have to do that.
earlier when we had been doing, we used to say that now I have released it, and now I have released my claim with the forgiveness and thanks.
Yes.
So now it's a total surrender
Yes.
to the
Yeah.
natural laws. So
Yes.
here we are being told that say it meaningfully and with love every day. So is it
Yes.
about this part that we have to go on improvising this?
No, 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 no.
Then why are we repeating? Like we never used to repeat earlier.
Go back and read. Earlier also he says that.
Okay, every day.
You are repeating to reinforce and not to modify it. He has mentioned it. When we created our first formula, he has talked about it. Read that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We say it meaningfully with love every day. That means what? We are kind of reinforcing. We are expressing our seriousness about it.
Energizing, or putting that emphasis on it.
Yeah, we are telling the universe that I am really serious about it, right? So this is that part of it. So when you say it meaningfully with love every day, what you are doing is you are kind of reinforcing to your own inner intelligence that that's the action I want to do. This is the experience I'm trying to build. Okay, so this is that. Okay, that is that clear, Geeta ji?
I do not know. I might have misunderstood earlier, but I always used to, when I thought that I have released my claim, I actually used to release that. I mean, not repeat it later, because my job was not to know how the things will be done. I
And
made the clay and I
nothing,
used to release it.
nothing wrong with that. What he
Okay,
has
okay,
mentioned in that, when you read the chapter 10, you will
okay,
understand. He's saying that you do not say this formula again from the point of view, oh, as if, oh, I don't know if my application reached there or not. No doubt there, right? So you were doing that correctly. You submit and forget about it. Perfect. Because now you were actually believing that my application has been submitted, right? That's
right.
perfect. But he has mentioned there, some people will not do that. They will still think, well, okay, I don't know, let me do it again, right? So, doing again part of it, he has explained what is the logic. There, he has explained the logic is to reinforce that thought. Okay, so in your case, you may not have to really repeat it every day because your submission is perfect, right? You are submitting it perfectly. So you may not even have to repeat this. But if you are feeling like doing it, do it with love every day, meaningfully, right? That I really mean that I want spontaneous right action. I want to achieve, right? That,
Many times,
Right.
yeah,
please continue, Shailesh.
that is what is the purpose of this here, right? So he's asking us to, the reason why he has mentioned this here, in my understanding, I don't know really what could have been in his mind, but how I get it is that because we are going to start tomorrow doing another formula, right? He is trying to explain to us that this formula is also going to exist simultaneous to our second creating formula. This is what I have understood, right? So this creation has started already. Creation of achieving spontaneous correct action. This creation is in motion now. And now I am creating one more true desire manifestation. And true desire manifestation process is related to achieving spontaneous right action. That is the connection. This is why they have been brought together here.
It also says feel comfortable with it, right? And we are comfortable when we are reading it for the first time, we had so much confusion. And now after practicing, we have come here. So it is asking us to be in that, action, that now we are um, in that state that we are performing action. So he's saying that whatever you're taking, just feel comfortable with it. Make your creating formula and don't say like, oh God, and then what was there, and then again what was there. Kind of don't go in that thinking. Just be spontaneous in saying that also with all your feelings. So
Feel,
it comes only with repetition, right?
feeling comfortable का एक और aspect. There is one more aspect. Feeling comfortable, one more aspect is there. So far, we are used to analyzing before doing something. And we are now shifting from that habit of analysis to spontaneous action, right? Some people could call it impulsive also. Spontaneous action. So initially you may feel uncomfortable about it. Well, how can I just do something? Like I get the desire to go and eat something, and I simply get up, open the fridge, and eat something. How can I do that? I have to sit and see, well, okay, how many calories it has, what will it do, does it give me nutrition, oh, is it going to add to my weight, let me not. And that analysis. So what he's saying is, if there's, when you are trying to achieve spontaneous right action and you get that spontaneity, you got to feel comfortable with it. This is the purpose of feeling comfortable here. Okay, you will have to then respect that aspect of it. Okay, I am asking for spontaneous action, and on the other hand, I start doing this deliberation, then I am kind of fighting the whole objective of it. So here, feeling comfortable is when you are asking for spontaneous right action, do it, and then feel comfortable with the consequence, the experience that you are getting. This is how I would read it.
I mean, if you see this particular creating formula, achieving spontaneous correct actions, you will have a list of thoughts that you will have to resolve. So many, as he said, like, we have been awarded for being a good planner, right? In company, there are workshops to, find how much great you are in planning things, preparing things, knowing in advance. So people say this is a person who is kind of, managing things so very well. He's so methodological. He's so this and that, that kind of thing we have been doing. But here everything comes out as, okay, now I am in that state of being in love, in God's love, and now understanding also the creation, how it happens. Now I know whatever happens through me is actually the right thing. There are many, many motivational classes, positive thinking and, correct thinking kind of prepared on the chart of, what people have experienced. But what your heart says, do we have to run behind those people to be like them, or do I want to just express myself truly? So here the list is going to be very long, and this is the crux of everything. Next, it says that you pick up one of the thing. I want to manifest a big bungalow and a car and a happy family and this and that, everything you want, and then you keep on asking higher self, is it wise to ask about it first? Then is it my highest or wisest best to create that experience? And then you create the formula. So that list will be less if this is resolved. No, that correcting thought part in that second formula will be lesser than this one, because we will be dealing most of it here. Now it goes case to case basis, but here comes our entire life, how we have been working, how we have felt when we were compared. Were we ready to, explore unknown, taking risk, how things were like that. So bringing everything in that front, do a lot of journaling of those experiences, beautiful, precious experiences we had, and how we felt, but we still survived doing things, achieving success, but was it spontaneous? And from here, this is very heart touching. Yesterday, I realized that we always, when we started MFW and we had this first program, and we realized that there's something called the self-aware society, where people are aligned so much, and we didn't know how it's going to happen, what's the formula then, but this is what came to us. And here in this chapter, it is connecting so much that, we take our own responsibilities, and now you don't need somebody to correct your thought. You are there to correct and align yourself with the correct thought and do the action. In the chat, there is also a question from Grace Ji, and she's asking, is it the action based on intuition? Shailesh, you want to talk on this?
Yes, it is definitely. Your intuition is what actually is your communication with higher self. Your higher self communicates to you through your intuition only. And your intuition is coming from your real existence, the real you. So yes, you are right. It's
And there are
action
many
based
ways,
on intuition.
you will see, what you need to do is coming in front of you again and again. So kind of synchronicity you will see. Maybe you will get a dream, maybe you will get a flashes of things happening in front of you. It's not happening in real, but it's happening in your mind. You are seeing it happening, you are inclining yourself little by little. This powerful creating formula is surprising me so much every time I do one, and the very next moment I start seeing it manifesting. So that trust and that bonding, that feeling comfortable, that is there, that has to be there, and then see things happening, understand it, practice it the right way, as it is said in the book. See how beautiful, powerful, magical it is.
Okay. Any other question?
I'm just looking at chat. Or
Yeah, I don't think there is any more question.
Nehaji is saying, repetition is a process of fine-tuning alignment of your thoughts. The claim will remind us to keep awareness on the claimed thought, being in the state of love and God's quality.
Yeah, Anna has got something to say. Yeah.
I want to say that when we are repeating these formulas, we are actually feeling the joy and the bliss as if it's already there for us, right? It's manifested for us. So it's a good way of experiencing the joy and the bliss again and again when you're repeating that. That's what I feel it will help a lot
Yes.
in
Yeah.
living it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the perspective is that you are now not thinking against it,
Yes, yes.
right? That's the purpose.
Without the doubt and the fear
Yes,
of it
exactly.
not
Yeah.
happening. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Perfect. So basically, we have sort of surrendered the opposing thoughts, the obstructing thoughts, right? Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you for adding that, Anna. So I'm stopping the sharing. So Preeti, would you want to
One
start?
question came again. Sonali
Yeah.
ji is asking, having a bungalow, will it be your highest and wisest interest? That your higher self will tell you, but your little mind can ask for, even 7 such bungalows, right? And there's no harm because you are made in the image of God, and you want to experience that prosperity. But is it that the priority of your life in this moment? That your higher self knows. You may not know, but it will give you the experience of having that big bungalow. Even if you are living in a small house, you're enjoying that abundance, you will get that experience. And then once you have that experience in your heart, you never know that unknown is so much where you land.
Okay. Now the problem in her statement here is it possible?
Hmm.
So right now you have an underlying thought which is opposing your own thought, your own desire, right? So you desire a bungalow and then you are saying, is it possible? Why? Where is it coming from? Your mind trusts and believes that it is not possible. That's why this question is coming. Okay, understand your underlying thoughts. This is what is preventing your abundance. Okay, so your desire to have a bungalow, nothing wrong with that, in my opinion.
It is
However,
coming from that spiritual perspective, Shailesh ji.
yeah. But what I'm saying is, in my opinion, it may not be. But for you at this point in time in your life situation, is this the highest and wisest desire to be fulfilled? That's your higher self knows better, not me. Second thing, try not to manifest something which you do not believe is practical in the beginning. First, develop this habit of being able to manifest your desires. Start with small things. Okay? You could actually, I mean, I experience it every day. My thought, and I have things, right? That I experience every day now because I started with small things only, and even to date, I am happy with my small things. Idli or rasgulla or whatever, right? I start with that and it happens. But your true desires will be different in your highest and wisest interest, right? So working with the higher self for your true desire. So my true desire came to me, this happened in the last time when we were doing this course. They came to me that you need to focus your thinking, and that was my true desire, was that I want to dedicate my life to the the creation, to nature. I want to dedicate my life to that. That was my desire. And then, I got a statement which I mentioned earlier also, that I want all my thoughts to be only such of those thoughts which are in the highest interest of the creation, the nature. And ever since I am watching that, I have manifested it, because now my mind doesn't think of things beyond doing something good for creation. It doesn't think anything more than that. All my thinking is about the larger existence. I have gone beyond myself now. I have expanded to the existence. It came through this process only. And now my spontaneous right actions are aligned with this only. Right? So this is how the process happens. Now, pick up something, initially pick up something small that your mind will not fight. Okay, trust me on this thing that you can achieve the bungalow without problem till once you have eliminated the underlying thoughts, which you need to get used to this process. Your mind needs to start believing that this works, and for that take small steps. This is what Babaji is saying in this, right? Do things which are practical. Okay.
It's
Thank
the
you.
experience of abundance. Always remember
Yeah.
that's our true nature, and there don't judge your desires, or even if that feelings come. If you say too many no, 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 it doesn't sound good. I mean, just be open to be receiving. Sometimes it's really difficult. We get so much, and we are very much closed at times, to receive. And I have experienced it many times. It was very difficult, and I was feeling like I should give back. I should give back, because that's how it's been, right? We want to um, be on the giving side, but this is like, okay, let me experiment to be on the receiving side. Be open, and don't judge your desires. Anything it could be. Don't put that extra chashma glasses of spirituality. It is all about exploring yourself. When we are in that sadness, in that failure, we only need to approve us in that situation. Other times we are approving everything about us. We are good, we are aligned, we are good, that's what we feel. But when there's a one mistake, we put ourselves in that justice box, and we start judging ourselves so much, being hard with ourselves. So and that comes from the childhood. We've been in guilt and feeling hurt. So many of us have thought about forgiving ourselves first, but that comes later. When you forgive others, you have that heart to forgive others. You forgive yourself, you accept yourself. That is the true meaning of forgiveness, forgiving yourself. And Shalishi, did you see another question? She's
Yeah.
asking how it is wisest. It is wisest because
Which
it's your
one?
desire. Sonali ji.
Highest or wisest? Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk to your higher self. Do that conversation with the higher self. Initially, you don't have to analyze whether it is why is it so. Trust what higher self is telling you to begin with. Later on, you can develop dialogue, but first practice yes and no. Through yes and no, whatever best wisdom you can extract from higher self is what we are trying to do here. Okay, so don't worry about it. If it is not in your highest or wisest interest, higher self will already say no. Go with that, accept it, and go further. Pick up
And
another
we have,
desire, right? Same. It is also answering another question from Asit ji here, that you could have multiple desires. Yes, you have a list now, right? You have to pick up one of that, one out of it to begin with. This week, pick up one which your mind will not fight. Your mind will accept. Okay, yes, this is feasible. Then work from there. Okay? Yeah. And when you become familiar with this process of manifesting, you can take care of your entire list very, very quickly. You may not want to do it, by the way, because you want to experience things one at a time. If you get a khichdi experience, you will taste khichdi only. Yeah.
and that's why it is saying to repeat. Many times I have seen that, okay, I write the formula and then I forget about it. Definitely I said it, but when it happens, then I don't even recognize it happened actually. And then the effect had to come of gratitude, acceptance, being in love, trusting. They are all left behind, right? So it's better we truly be open and find each and every resisting thought. That's more important. That's where we keep blocking ourselves, and it
Yeah.
comes from our childhood. That stick, that don't do this, that finger, that don't do this. It's sitting deeper inside. Shailesh, you are on mute.
Okay, so should we proceed further.
Will you just confirm the YouTube quality once?
YouTube is going fine right now. Yeah, there are today's the change we made yesterday is better. It has improved the performance today. So let's see. Okay.
Or you want to record?
No, that's okay. I am not recording because in the morning I just checked whether everything was doing okay. I didn't see. There are those refreshes, but not so much. Okay. So it was related to the URL of YouTube.
Is it okay to
Geeta Sharawat ji is asking, I am not your higher self. Ask your higher self. This question is for your higher self.
It actually, we don't know ourselves what brings us joy, right? That's
How?
the unknown part of us. Like we don't know ourselves, what we want.
Start. What I'm saying is, start integrating with your higher self. Right. The more you interact, the more you will integrate. The more you will understand each other well. And when you understand your higher self extremely well, that means you become higher self. That's the purpose. The more the dialogue, just higher self is never tired of answering your questions. Never. It is you who will get tired of talking to your higher self.
I think
Higher self is ever present, yes.
Chapter number 15 is going to give us more idea, They never interfere with our desires, the lower self, or, we playing on the playground. They will never say no, okay? Until unless it is totally disruptive. They give you, you want to ask and you want to relishing, looking forward to that experience. Always remember, it's about experience, not the action. So there's a difference, and experience is an outcome, and that's what we are seeking in this life every day. All our experiences, not the action. It's not evaluated.
Just now an example that came into my head was, well, if I have a desire that I want to experience destruction of the entire humanity, okay, can I experience it? Think about it. Destruction, once the destruction happens, your experience is gone. There is no possibility, right? That's what it is. So our higher self is going to tell us about such things. We can have any kind of fantasies. This, I will not be surprised if somebody has it in their list, right?
Why
All
not?
kinds
They could be,
yeah. So all I'm saying is, when you interact more with your higher self, you will get to know yourself also. Higher self is going to tell you yes and no, and through that yes and no initially, today we are doing yes and no. Later on, you will actually be talking just like you are talking to me, that way. So utilize this opportunity every day, whatever time you get. Deal with the higher self. The more you do it, the better it will be, right?
and do not be in that.
Yeah, all your questions, ask higher self, well, is this correct for me to think like this? Is this in my interest or my wisest interest, right? That is important. Okay, good. So are we ready?
Yeah, I wanted to add one more thing, that after even having that wrong desire or destructive desire, there's a law of nature that is working,
Yeah.
And also we have been given little warnings, red flags. Don't go in that area. If you want to express your love, if you want to hug a person, just have his permission. Just don't go and hug somebody that when you don't know, and you have that the flow of love. It doesn't have to be in that way that the society looks at, but it is just the expression of love. and that too with somebody, and like just like the kids we see and we embrace, because we don't have blocks with kids. We don't have blocks with having in the same gender. We do not have such blocks. But when there are two, we think a lot, and then the love flows stop. So this small example I wanted to share. It will be interfering with others' will. Which one?
Yes,
Sheelamji?
yeah. Let me answer this. It doesn't matter whatever. Like Sheelamji is probably thinking about that destruction of the humanity, right? So, but what I'm saying is, if this is what just now Preeti explained, right? That behind all this, nature's law is there still, right? And nature's law will not permit interference with others' will, right? So that it's in engineering terms we call it interlock. There are prevention interlocks in place already. Nature has its own way, and we are part of that nature. So those rules will still prevail. Okay, we can have any desire, like fantasy. Fantasy can be anything. That freedom has been given. You have the free will, right? But what part of your free will manifest is governed by nature's law. Okay.
I would just say, the easiest way is to go open, go in open nature,
Yeah.
embrace this open sky, embrace everything that you look around. Let your heart be open, let it flow. Be that person you appreciate. Many times I had noticed person in the shopping store, and one lady, I always remember her because that moment I realized how do we look when we love our own things. So she was not having any cart, but she had just two things: one beautiful, lovely purse and one dress. And she had carried it so beautifully, as if she's been longing for, you know, it was reflecting in her appearance. So it was such a beautiful moment to just see her. You know, I realized that I don't carry my stuff with so much love. Somebody who's carrying her purse with like a baby, like it looks so nice, so beautiful. It's my expression, it's my true expression. So where does it come from? When we really know what we want. Otherwise, life is full of complaints, one after another. So start with small things. Let's see, even if it is a food, if am I imposing that food because I have to give that to everybody? What am I willing to eat today? So that being, that hard with yourself, like you have to do in certain way, you have to think in certain way, and we have a big list in the mind. Even the recipe, if something goes here and there, we think, okay, everything is destroyed. So have that creative, open, playful life, I would say, and take your time. There's no rush. There's no fun having it, everything in this moment. The journey bit by bit is so much enjoyable, and it's so much meaningful. We learn, and in that stillness, we experience the beauty we have been as a human being. That's a beautiful creation of our Creator. So if we want to experience how He must be feeling, we must experience that. If He's seeing us and He's thinking, oh, how miserable this guy is feeling, what will He think? What, I made you in my image and you are just feeling like this? I don't feel good about it. So be it any of your desire, just don't judge it, but you have your higher self guiding there also. It's important for you to feel the abundance. I'm always, I take example of Mr. Beast. All the kids are fan of him. He made it so easy. Money is so easy because he's just driving his passion. He's not looking that number, that money, but he's driving it his passion and what it brings. Money is nothing. If you want to experience that abundance and you are not seeing it, you're not seeing it in the open sky which is full of stars. You're not seeing in the plate we're having multiple menu, or at one time you have dal, roti, sabzi, and the salad and the ghee and all that abundance we carry in the plate. So then there is a a lack, right? How will we experience it on the other ground of life? So if we have such blocks and we want to experience abundance, things will happen in miraculous way. We don't know what way it will be. So that's my understanding of desiring for that experience. Just look at in chapter number 11 also, it says about the experience you want to have. And we are asking like, okay, my higher self, please tell me, how would I feel joyful? That's really, you should know what you are there for, right? So let's continue with our meditation. It's so much joy, and because all this thing have come through experience, and it is possible for everybody to live in that God's image, having that abundance and love, fulfilling life, doing things that we really wanted to do spontaneously. And we had a beautiful reading today by Annaji, and wonderful explanation stories with Shaileshi. Wonderful time and very nice question answers, and we will continue more after the meditation. So just relax, come to this present moment, dropping all the mask. How do I look like? So take a slow, long, deep breath in and out. Coming to this present moment. Integrating what we heard fully in awareness. Something we knew from chapter 7, 9, and something we always wanted to live is here. So open up yourself more. We don't need any approvals from anyone else. It's our mind who plays game of judgment. And I am in oneness. How can I be two? Take another slow, long, deep breath in and out. Relaxing in this moment, feeling who we are, what we are, with all our weakness, with all our strength. We are magnificent creation of that supreme creator. Now again, take another breath and feel yourself. Is it any different than what we said to ourselves? Just repeat after me if you don't feel this. Say it with your own words, in your own feelings. Feeling of being loved. Look out. We seek that belongingness because there's a connection that pulls us. That connection with Supreme is powerful love, giving freedom. Now relax. Settle down. Slowly, gradually, take your awareness from nostril to the heart space. As your breath goes in, feeling yourself more in this moment, just relax. Cleaning your awareness on each and every word you hear. Many you want to repeat, Many you have to repeat. So do not leave it. Say it and feel it. We have our notebook and pen ready with us. We have our notebook of life with us. Our life is an open book. That little experience we never shared with anybody. That pinched us. That made us less. That made us complaining about the creation. That made us feel we are in the wrong place. That made us feel separated because we were not in accordance with others' thought, the thought of society. And in this society, the factor of God in living is very difficult to find. So you may have a decision, nobody is standing by you. But that experience brings you joy, freedom, make you feel love, and you allow it to express through yourself. Let's check yourself today. Is it possible to always do things spontaneously, which is in my highest and wisest interest? Which is why I am here. Is it possible? Or do I need to have a roadmap, planning, a pros and cons, a list of resistance? Just I allow myself to be flowing, trusting God's will. Acting through me. Now go further, feeling your body top to bottom. Feeling everything around you, within you. Centering yourself in your heart space. See everything. Do you feel a pulsation or love or comfortably sitting there Or are you running away? Just bring yourself back lovingly in this heart space, even if you feel nothing. Just put your nose there in the heart center. And send this love to entire body, each and every cell, every organs, every tissue, all the bones, the nerves, the hormonal endocrine system, each and every nerves in the brain. Go minutest, the space within. This body feels perfect for me. This is my creation. I love it. Now feel your energies all around you. Beyond this body, do I exist? It's just like a tension from outside to inside. That compact, comfortable feeling in that soft ball of light we are secured with. And in this space, we have few uninvited guests. Appreciating, loving who we are, appreciating all our weaknesses and all our strength. So lovingly, let us ask them to go to their own space, to go to their own perfect place. To all uninvited influences in my aura, I send love and light. Each one of you are made in the image of God. Each one of you are whole and healed. Each one of you still love and light. You feel no pain now. Do not be fearful. I know a perfect place for each one of you to go. And I request my higher self, take name, to take you there now. Each one of you, go in peace. Now I set you free. No, our attachment with our sadness, our pain. We let it all go. Sacrifices that puts us in pain is no more needed. Just feel this love, feel this light, feel being you, feel being joy. What we feel, that's what we share, a vibe, our vibration. So let us close our aura to all except my higher self. I close my aura to all except my higher self. And I send love and light to all the thought forms around me, to all the things. And I feel I'm in that ocean of love. Much more at peace, much more at peace. Feel this actively. Keep your spine straight. Do not allow yourself to run away from this body. Just stay here, feeling everything. And let us ask the signal from our higher self. My dear higher self, please give me your signal now. Feel this. Feel that now we are unified. How does it feel like? Feel that expansiveness, that vastness. Being in your heart space. Now we are ready to say our creating formula. God and I claim and accept thoughts, achieving spontaneous right action with forgiveness and thanks. Amen. Say it within, repeat it, feel it. Take your own time in doing this repetition until you really feel it. I want to be doing right action. I wanted to let it happen through me spontaneously. So, repeat with your feelings. God and I claim and accept thoughts of achieving spontaneous right action with forgiveness and thanks. Amen. But what God feels like, and what am I? How do I feel? Note this feeling and then sing along with me loudly in your own space. God is love. God is love. God is love. God is light. God is light. God is truth. God is happiness, joy, and bliss. I experience God when I experience love. When I see the light all around me, that beautiful sunlight changing entire day, the beautiful night light of the blue sky gives me joy. I see God in that. I see love in that. God is in my happiness that I feel every moment that I am alive in this human body, experiencing beautiful life. When I see compassion and love for the pain of humanity, any pain in humanity fills us with that love we call compassion. It's to help them, whether we know them or not. I see God. I tend to look at the person, but see all the invention. It's the creation of God in compassion. Expression of God in compassion. God is omniscient intelligence, all-knowing. God is everywhere present in everything, everyone. And God is perfection that makes us feel whole and complete. Yes, I did it. It's God. God is peace and gentleness. In that silence, I feel that gentle blow on the face, gentle heartbeat in my entire existence, relishing the peace. It doesn't feel lonely. It doesn't feel separated. Or left out. It feels like I'm at the right place, experiencing God in this peaceful space. God is infinite energy. This ever-growing universe is His expression of His abundance, of His infinite energy. We perceive in every breath is God. God is abundance. You see the trees, the leaves, the flowers, the fruits, open sky filled with galaxies. He never created anything less. He's never tired. It's an expression of love in everything, lesser than atom, and as big as ever-growing, expanding universe. And that feeling is non-judgmental, embracing everything. Everyone. He's a creator in his own expression of all his qualities. There's a vibration we call thought. That thought is my expression, my will, my desire of expressing love, of feeling love, of giving love, sharing love. Because it's infinite. How do I hold it? Where do I keep it? God expressed in this vastness. Feel it. Feel God in everything, everyone. In every blink, even when we sleep, He's with us, within us, around us. So we are never separated from God. We are one of His creation, in His image. I am made in the image of God. Say it with claiming it with conviction, without thinking what others are saying. How do I look like? How absurd do I feel? Or how great do I feel? Leave all that judgment, justification behind. Just say it and feel it. Open your heart, breathe in, and say loudly, I am made in the image of God. I am made of the same qualities that God has. I'm one with God. Therefore, I am love. I am love. Say it so that each and every cell in the body, it hears, it feels who it is, what it is. I am love. All my cells repeat within. I am love. Feel that heartbeat getting stronger as the whole body is enjoying it. The feeling of being love is unknown to us. Do not try to match it with your past experiences. That feeling of who we are is right here. What we are. I am love. Let it vibrate from face to shoulders, neck, to entire chest and stomach, to all our hiding parts, from top to bottom, to entire leg and foot, to the nails, when that is which is growing or has grown up to be cut out. Feel oneness with this body, feel that love in this body, activating each and every body part, cells, organs with love, blessing it with love. Because each and every cell is love. We are just telling ourselves that I am love in my totality. And this body is my expression of love. I am light, the light in which I see myself and everyone around us, around me. I am truth, always going to be there, no matter what, in the image of God, holding the space. The fabric of creation is me. And the thread that holds the entire creation. Very unique. I am happiness, joy, and bliss. I am compassion. I am omniscient, intelligence, all knowing. Without a second thought, just claim it, say it with love, with all your will. I am all knowing intelligence. I am also omnipresent, beyond this body, in any corner of the universe. I may not know consciously, which I am becoming aware of every day, little by little, as I open myself. I am that infinite, omniscient potential of in the image of God, in the image of omnipotent God. Nothing is impossible. I am peace and gentleness. I am infinite energy. I am abundance. I am non-judgmental, one with everything. I am a creator. Feel this fully. This is the state of creator, full of open joy, vastness, happiness, peace, abundance. I claim now. Repeat within. I claim continuous right action in my life, and I accept achieving spontaneous right action in my life. My dear higher self, take name. Now please reveal to me those thoughts that prevent me from achieving spontaneous right action. Let your life be an open book. Let it flow what it brings. That hold your expression, that make you think whether should I do it or not, what others think. We want to write down, let us say it aloud. Let the scenes from the life bubble up, limiting you. Feel your higher self signal all the time. And just let yourself express. As a child, I never questioned myself why I am feeling joy running behind a flying kite. Watching birds, the open sky, the rainbow, jumping on the puddle. These were my little expression of joy. And every time we heard a no, we created a barrier within. That little barrier grew as we grew. See yourself at all ages. You think you had to compromise, thinking what others will say. You had doubt on yourself. That fear surrounded. Fighting with the alternatives. What's going to be my best experience? Creating a long checklist, but still missing something. Still something like we are planning for a beautiful vacation with family. We forget to enjoy the time together and keep working on that schedule, that limited time we have. The checklist that we prepared, we want to do all this. Rushing, pulling each other, not enjoying the meal. We do not have time. Let's go. We come back home tired, drained, where we had to feel refreshed. We were busy ticking that checklist. Also, we are busy taking pictures. Whatever Our thought could be maybe to make memory, maybe to share with others, maybe our own self acceptance, of finding that or manifesting or creating that unique experience. We enjoy the serenity of the place, the beauty, the stillness. Where we had the opportunity to feel God, its abundance. That's why we are here, to experience abundance, to experience that serenity, purity, that love, that uniqueness. That we created misery. This week, let us take this time to note all such experiences where we kept planning and the experience was unfulfilling. Where we holded our expression. Where we hold off from expressing who we are. Maybe we had difficulty accepting our weakness or the little knowledge we had. Know all that. List them one by one. Take any of the life experience, from kitchen to colleagues, from vacation to having a busy day. It's very important to write out everything, all our experiences. We being the actor of this life, we have to act. Act in a way we fulfill God's will, God's desire, through our desire. And for that, nothing is being judged. You want to experience abundance. Allow yourself to be receiving by creating a desires. There's no other way. Or give yourself that eyes that sees only abundance all around you. That sees only love all around you. That sees health and beauty, purity. There is no injustice. The nature's law is working perfectly. So now, take this moment to heal and release all those thoughts you might have listed. One by one, and replace it with one of the God qualities. I heal myself and release the thought that I cannot do anything right. Take more of your thoughts that I feel I am limited, I am weak, I don't know things, I am not smart enough, good enough, I am not enough. Bring these new thoughts. I am all-knowing intelligence. I am unlimited expression of love. I am joy. I am abundance. I am love. I am whole and complete. I am light. Feel it. And let all your thoughts preventing achieving right action, let it go. Now say that I heal and release all my thoughts, known or unknown, conscious or subconscious, that interfere with this claim of achieving spontaneous right action. My thoughts are now one with, same as, and in tune with God's thought. My heart is filled with love, accepting everything, everybody. I'm in state of forgiveness. My heart is in state of forgiveness, knowing that this life is to give love and receive love. I thank God for my achieving spontaneous right action. I feel I'm autopilot of doing things, perfect things, right things, spontaneously. And now I leave this claim to God and the natural laws of creation. My claim is now created. That is the nature of natural law. Amen. As we receive the correcting thoughts, corrected thoughts, for all such experiences, let us say our own creating formula. God and I claim and accept the thought that I am all-knowing intelligence, that I am love, I am whole and complete, I am joy. I am spontaneous. With forgiveness and thanks. Amen. There's no resistance as we are one with God, claiming, resolving all that doesn't work, letting it go. Now take this moment in awareness and ask your higher self to confirm that the action that you have chosen from the list of your true desires take that desire and ask, have I chosen the right course of action? Please, my dear higher self, please give me a yes or no signal. Then ask if you have a yes. Ask your higher self, is it in my highest and wisest interest? A signal comes instantly. If you have a yes signal, then make your own creating formula for this desire. If you get a no, then find out what needs to be improved in your thought, in your thinking. It's an open communication, a general active communication with yourself, having the higher self signal all the time, yes and no signal coming and going, in the state of total love, harmony, peace. Let us thank our higher self for its guidance today, for yes and no signal, for its love and guidance. And send this love to all the loved beings around us, the family members, friends, and colleagues. Anybody who comes in our mind, just send this love. Let this love flow into entire earth and let it expand. Feel that flow of love that is activated, is now in my experience all the time. Whenever I want I can extend my love to the entire creation. Let us take this time to thank Babaji for guiding us on this journey every day. As the chapter progresses, our life experiences changes. And he's right there by our side, guiding, showing light. Thank you, and lots of love to you, Babaji. Thank you for giving this connection with my higher self and areas where I need to unite with myself. Once again, close your aura to all except your higher self. Say, I close my aura to all except my higher self. Be in this state of love, joy, peace. All these God qualities will guide you with all the thought that is one with, in tune with God's thought. And all that action, all that words that comes through us is His own expression. And keep thanking God for making things easier for us. We don't need to run behind anything. We just have to start appreciating what is there all around us, in us. Now, take this moment and breathe in deep. Inhale and exhale. Feel this body. Come back. Feeling relaxed, rejuvenated, activated with spontaneous right activity. Thank you. You may gently move your thumbs, your fingers, and put your hands on your closed eyes for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You may gently open your eyes within the palm and feel that joy, that new personality has emerged as we allowed, as we were aware, practicing, releasing. We have reprogrammed ourselves one more time in God's image. That's the truth we are learning every week. And that's the truth we are going to express every day in all our actions. So have that trust and be free to be expressive. Thank you, dear masters. You may sip some water. You may want to complete your notes, your journals, and allow yourself to trigger yourself and open your notebook of life and write everything you know about yourself. You felt limited, challenged, compared, and then it didn't let you flow. What you wanted to do, how you wanted to live. So thank you so much, and I will hand over to Shailesh ji. If you have any questions, you may bring further.
Thank you, masters. If you have any questions, I'm happy to help you with that. Yes, Geeta ji, you can unmute.
Thank you, Shailesh. I think it's okay to copy from others also, but I liked your formula, which you said that you thought that your thoughts will always be directed towards the good of nature. Can you just repeat word for word what you have written there?
I have it. I will repeat what I have written here. It is in Hindi,
Yes.
so I will just repeat it. मेरे मन में सदैव केवल समस्त सृष्टि के सर्वोच्च हित के विचार ही आए.
We have to add that before this thing, na? God and I claim. No.
I didn't create this as a formula. This is a direction I have given to my mind. That's all I want, right? So during this week, last year when we were doing the session, at that time, this is what I had directed myself. I didn't write like a formula, but yes, this is and I have it written on a piece of paper, really large letters, and it's on my board here. So I think during the last session I had taken a picture and shared in the group also about that. So basically, if I translate it into English, it says that in my mind, I want only the thoughts that are in the highest interest of the creation.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So basically, I am telling my mind that this is the road I want to take. This is the direction I want to take, right? That's what it is.
Yes, yes. I got this on Monday also. On Monday, you had said that
Yeah.
that
Yes.
you keep your mind busy at putting it in the direction, and that is why I think that's the right way. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Because mind, if you don't direct it, it goes in all directions, right? Anywhere and anywhere. Very randomly, it will jump from thing to thing to thing like that, right? So when we give it a direction, you are basically sort of setting a discipline for the mind. And the if you think about what I want my mind to do, it encompasses pretty much the principles of unified, right? You are actually helping yourself through the entire creation because you are part of it, right? So if the entire creation is being looked after through your thoughts, then you are being looked after through your thoughts also, because we are part of the same creation, right? So I'm helping myself, but like that, yeah. This is what.
And
So
your mind is so happy.
and
Your
yeah,
mind is also happy, giving you thoughts of according to your directions only.
yeah, the mind just needs something to do, some work, right? So I'm given it work, and now it's working full time on that. And the beautiful thing is that when the mind is creating only this kind of thoughts, I am engaged in them happily. I feel happy because that's my true desire as well, right? So it is kind of manifestation of my true desire. And when these thoughts are going on in my head, I feel happy. That's what this whole thing is, right? So being part of the creation, I feel the joy, the happiness, and the bliss, right? That's what it is. Yeah.
If I remember correctly,
Sir,
I think last year we were printing this unified book during this time. It's around like that time, right?
it's much better this time because we are holding books in our hands.
Yeah.
So,
Yes. Yeah.
sir, one thing which I could understand, and I mentioned during the reading also, that here it says these thoughts are simply not true, and no amount of your thinking can change that.
Yes.
Creation was made for you to experience God's qualities.
Yeah.
Your little independent thoughts can certainly manifest the experience those thoughts represent.
Right.
Think of poverty and you will experience it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So I think it might have come to my mind from there only. Because here it was mentioned last year we had gone through this thing in Hindi, and
Hmm.
after that I came across something which in which it was mentioned that
Hmm.
that person is 600 years old.
Hmm.
There are people thousands of years old. So it might have been the effect of unified only because we had done this thing for a week. That think of growing old to die and you will experience it. It is
Hmm.
right in the middle of so many sentences.
Hmm.
So definitely this is being said that
Hmm.
this thought is not in tune with God's thought.
Yes.
Definitely, if you manufacture this kind of a thought,
Hmm.
you can have that experience also.
Perfect. Yes.
So,
Correct.
right,
Yeah. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So probably that's why my something was
Hmm.
I mean something attracted me towards those things also. That
Mm-hmm.
yes,
Yes. Yes.
and the logic given there was yes.
But whenever you are trying to sort of work through this aspect of yourself, always work with the higher self, right?
Right.
Yeah. Consider whatever I now want to make a change. Is it in my highest and wisest interest, right? Once you do that with your higher self, it will open up aspects associated with that thought. So try doing that, and you will understand several different things associated with that.
My to-do list is getting longer.
Yeah,
For days I've not done that yes and no practice too. So because I didn't get that during my meditations, so I have to keep practicing till I start getting them.
yeah,
So
yes,
thank
yeah,
you so much.
very good. Sheelamji, did you want to ask something?
Can I add little to Gitaji what she said?
Sure.
Little the practice, how much you are giving your awareness to the signals. Practice more in centering the heart, being there all the time, every time. You keep a check, you look within, and you find yourself. You have a thread connected to your heart space. The more we practice that, the signal comes easily because now we are not in our head space. So we are not losing our energy. With mind, with thoughts, we lose our energy. In heart, we are always connected with the source. We are fulfilled. So again, reminder, why if you think I am still guiding on God quality, realigning theirs and taking so much time, because that's the most important part of this unified. We have to be in tune with one, with embracing, accepting without any question, judgment. Deep, every part of our subconscious has to say the God feeling and live that. So it will be all that spontaneous activities in that God and I. And then signal becomes secondary. So always remember, the more practice we do it, to be in our heart space. Nothing like that. That's the best gift of all that this book claims. Thank you.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. No, sir, actually, I just wanted an English translation of what Gitaji had asked, and you were telling in Hindi.
Okay,
And
okay.
it
Yeah,
gave it in English, so I removed my hand. Thank you so much.
yeah.
Please take a picture and then share in the group. That's
I will create a card of this thing and translate also in English and then post it in the group. Yeah,
Yeah, that's really great. Thank you.
yeah. Thank you. Geeta ji, you want to say something?
Yes, please. Thank you so much for unmuting me again.
Mm.
Um, I just want to know from Preeti ji because I think once she gave these directions to me earlier also about getting the signal. So, what am I supposed to do? Like the practice which I think I'm supposed to do is from chapter 9, that these are the steps to be followed. First of all, I center in my heart. So, centering in my heart, I think of giving out love as if I am a sort of sun giving out my light in the form of love. Next thing is I clean my aura, I close my aura. Then the next step is that I clearly communicate that my quiet time today is meant for this purpose. Like there we were taught that we have to mention that. Should I open those lines only? Because there
I
it was
just
clearly
said,
mentioned that.
if you are asking about this signal, then we have instruction in chapter number 11. And if you are asking about centering in the heart, it's in every chapter starting from chapter number 1. And when we are in chapter number 1, the feeling is very less superficial. The more we practice as the week progresses, it is intense. When we are in our heart center, all the signal comes easy. If you just want to practice on your signal, practice with chapter number 11, but just know that you are in your heart space. And as you said, when I am in my heart space, I feel like sun. It's a mental concept. Trying to be like something or right. The feeling of love is the feeling that I say that I love you. It's the feeling that when I claim that I am loved. And if you see how do I feel my other words of being anger, of being jealous, right? They comes through words, they comes through other expressions in front of me. So if I don't feel love when I say I'm loved, I go out in the nature and I see, or I look at somebody, maybe a child, maybe someone who makes me feel love. And then I say, I feel love, reminding myself, feeling. It's the feeling that we have to feel, and nobody can help us with that. But we have opportunity outside with events, with situations, with people around us, with nature. And then just feel. When you say, I'm love, I allow myself to feel love. And then if you want to you just want to know if you're feeling love, you just need to say a word, and then you feel how different it is. When I was saying the same word before, and now I feel love, and now I say it again. So that's what I said, like the practice of God and I that we did today, it was very long, intensive, yeah, as if like, living that God in me, seeing that, trusting, have that practice again and again. It will be very easy. Signal will come to you. It is always there. We're just not recognizing because my mind is busy in something, creating something. So just practice to be here. Check, find yourself here. To me, I always feel as if there is a magnet in my heart space, or there is a pulsation, or there's a void, or there's expansion. So there's some sort of feeling in the heart space. If that is there, you don't have to check whether am I in heart or ask or validate. You don't need to validate all that. You're feeling that you're already there, and it makes you feel comfortable. It's a feeling that we don't know. It was never in my dictionary, at least, or maybe in my childhood, I don't remember. So it's totally feeling. So we have talked about it many times, and then part 3 comes with that. Whatever we do, any cooking, any cleaning, touching our vegetables, fruits, eating, any activity, walking, dishes, anything, just check your feeling. Know your feelings first. What sort of feelings I have. Then you will know what love feels like. When I ask myself, do you still feel you are in love? I put that check. Then I check my past experience, and then I say, no, I don't think I am in that state right now. So then just say, God, this is the diligent practice, the repetition. Nothing is like this. Nothing is so powerful than ever before I have experienced. Besides
There is a
practice.
constraint. there is a constraint. Preeti ma'am, looking at you, I could see that you actually have transcended that. But in chapter 9, for beginners, I think the steps given are number 1, sit comfortably, eyes closed, and focus on the love pulsating from your heart to all of creation. So probably people like me, I just go step by step. So I definitely want to reach your level. But second, it says clear your aura of all uninvited influences and send light to all thought forms around you. Number 3, close your aura to all except your higher self. Number 4, unify with the qualities of God by thinking of some of God's qualities and recognizing those qualities as your own. So actually, I used to think of these 4 parts as cleaning myself and centering in heart, because when I started thinking of God's qualities. And number 5 is state the purpose of the particular quiet period. And number 6 is receive the signal from your higher self and keep that signal with you for the entire period. 7, speak out the communication given to you in your thoughts by your higher self. So in chapter 9, while beginning this part 2, these 7 steps are recommended. And sometimes
For
I
our
feel
quiet
that I
periods.
should write these points again and again so that because during my quiet period, I do not look up at chapter 9. I do know that these 7 steps are mentioned in chapter 9. But are you suggesting that instead of following these 7 steps, we should follow something else? Or
No, that
we
is
can
for
go
your
by
quiet
the
period,
steps?
right? That is for your quiet period.
Yes.
But I'm saying other than that,
etc.
how your day goes on.
Okay. Got it. Okay, got it.
Right? Yesterday also we talked about going to temple or doing meditation for an hour and leaving ourselves unleashed. And now Shailesh is sharing that you put your kind of frame of mind, that wear your glasses, that you want to have such kind of thoughts only. But there are more to experience who you are actually. He is in that state that we can say that, but I also want to experience myself. All my thoughts, those are negative, positive, without judging them. I want to experience them. So take some time, and this quiet period practice is said to be 20 minutes, but when we are going to sit with the practice, it's easily 1 hour. The 2 practices we are doing together. So, and then we tend to go in trance because of the group energy, but take that notepad, and that short video practices are very much helpful in that term. You go center in the heart with the guidance, have that question and pause that video right there, and then start writing until unless you feel connected, you have your higher self signal, you feel you have vented out everything, and then later you come back and then do the next remaining exercise.
Abhi to I'm in the process of still buttering my higher self. Please give me that. But dear higher self, please. So let's hope it will be given to me very soon. Thank you so much. Thank
It's
you.
just
I'm following
missing
the 7 steps.
recognizing it actually. Yeah. That is a mental
Yeah.
activity. And then you remember that, we have to go beyond the mind. So you don't keep yourself tied in mind. Just be very expressive of who you are. Do not hesitate or mask on that.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So we are at 3 hours now. Okay. All right. Thank you, Masters. Thank you for joining and thank you for participating. All your questions are beautiful. It helps us expand. So thank you. And we will continue this practice tomorrow and the after. Right. So just be here timely and join the session tomorrow.
And love your notebook and pen as much as you will love, as much as you would like to write. I used to love writing and drawing full and the pictures and cursive writing name in different formats. So now is the time to write, express. That's a lot of joy.
Yes. Yeah.